We're not going to win every fight, but we're going to win something. We're going to win most of the fights that we fight. And that's why this healthcare victory was so important. It was bigger than partisan politics. This is about who we are as a country. And whether we reduce this down to the mainstream values of I got mine, you get yours, drop dead, I won't pay for your health care, all that ugliness and all that meanness. If we allowed that battle to be reduced to that, we never would have won. But once we affirm the basic mainstream American values that we are responsible for each other, we all did better. Every major social advance is surrounded by controversy. It was 42 years ago, last month, that Dr. Martin Luther King's life was cut short by an assassin's bullet. He was 39 years old. And I'm reminded that when Dr. King led the fight for freedom and equal rights, some people opposed him because he thought he was too rapid. Others thought he was moving too fast. I wasn't there when the freedom marchers crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but ask anybody who was there. That led to the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. Ask anybody who was there. Their eyes were well up with pride, and they speak about it with great pride. Well, my brothers and sisters, let me thank you for having the courage to stand on the front side of history on this healthcare fight. This is a moment that future generations, historians, are going to look back on this day and wonder how anybody could have been opposed to ending our status as the only industrialized world that does not guarantee quality healthcare as a human right. A moment we'll be able to tell our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren about, and a moment that began the reversal of this anti-government, putting profits before people, putting status quo over change, putting fear over hope. In the midst of the darkest, coldest winter, there is an invincible summer. Citizen Action of New York, the sun has peeked out of the clouds today and is shining on a new America where we must all stay united in our commitment to social justice. I'll be there with you. Y'all gonna be there with me? Let's do this together. Let's do this together. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I always love coming to Citizen Action of New York because you all let me practice. I always write a new speech for you guys. And seriously, this is a practice, so that you always get the speech first. And believe me, come to New York is good too because you all don't mind criticizing. People say, well, you shouldn't have said that. And I do take it with the spirit in which it's giving. Most of it is given in love. Some of it is given that writers smarter, better, and purer than I am. But a lot of times it's love. It's love. And so I thank you for the opportunity to unveil this new speech. It's a work in progress. And so this is a prototype of a talk, which you're going to break down in pieces and give at different places. So thank you for that. I want to close, if y'all don't mind, with a few words from Dr. Martin Luther King, which I think is very appropriate for this moment. Dr. Martin Luther King said a lot of things, and one of the things that he said that doesn't get as much play, but speaks to us in these times, and I pulled this quote specifically for these times because there's a lot of meanness out there, there's a lot of anger out there, and we need to make sure that we capture some of that anger and put it in the right places. Paul Wellstone used to say that, he used to quote St. Augustine and say, hope has two daughters, anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, but the courage to make things the way they ought to be. And so this quote from Dr. Martin Luther King speaks to that. So if y'all don't mind, here it reads like this. When evil men and women plot, good men and women must plan. When evil men and women burn and bomb, Good men and good women must build and bind. When evil men and evil women shout ugly words of hatred, good men and good women must commit themselves to the glories of love. Where evil men and evil women seek to perpetuate an unjust status quo, good men and good women must seek to bring into being a real order of justice. And that's what you stand for, Citizen Action of New York. You're going to bring an end to an unjust status quo and bring into being a real order of justice. But what is justice? You know what Cornel West's definition of justice is? You ever heard of it? Anybody ever heard of Dr. Cornel West? It was so good I wrote it down so I didn't have to, I couldn't get it. Justice is nothing but love operating in public. So my brothers and sisters, as we continue this marvelous journey for justice, stay vigilant, keep the faith, be of good courage, stay strong, and whatever you do, let everything you do be done in love. Thank you so much for all the work you do. Thank you so much for your work. Thank you. You can talk.
Thank you so much, William.